This week on The Modified World, we play host to Justin Weaver, so stay tuned. Welcome to The Modified World, the weekly web show about body modification, the people who do it, the people who get it, and why it matters. I'm your host and senior piercer at the world-renowned Pangea Piercing in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the purveyor of the internet wackiness you guys have learned to love and accept. That's right, I'm JC Potts. And this week, we're going to continue on focusing more on the people who do it by playing host to Mr. Justin Weaver from Release Body Piercing down in Iowa City, Iowa.
I love the interactions with people. I love playing around with jewelry. I'd say since I started, it was more of like the shock value. I thought it was really cool. You know, I was one of those high school Hot Topic kids. You know, as I actually learned how to pierce, it made me have a bigger appreciation for it as a whole, I guess. Right now, it's mostly just the interaction with the clients. I like it because you get to do something, it's a luxury item, and everybody's happy when they walk out with it. The way I got into the industry, I worked for a man named Bill Francis for a while. I apprenticed under him. That was at Focus Body Piercing in Iowa City. I finished that up sometime around '06. That was kind of in the transition of the whole low end to high end, where high end jewelry was becoming a little more common. So at that point, I kind of sought out other people, you know, to kind of bounce some information off of until I kind of ended up where I'm at now. My favorite piercing to do, actually, it'd probably be nostril piercings. Me and my buddy Ryan Fagan talked about this a while back ago. My stance on it, the technique I get to use is really fun on it. I do them inside out. I think it's super fun to do. It's really cool because with a lot of those advanced techniques, you don't get to practice them a bunch. Whereas a nostril, you do 800 of those a day. So you get really, really dialed in on it. So it's really awesome because you get to have this confidence about a technique that is super difficult to do, but once you got it, you know, dialed in, it's just muscle memory, you know, it just happens and it's good every time. So I love it. What do I think the industry is doing right now? Honestly, just upping the quality level. It's weird because nowadays, it used to be, I had to try to convince clients to get pierced with our jewelry that was more expensive, to pay us, and we were more expensive because, you know, we're doing, you know, a lot more research on, you know, the subject matter. We're investing a lot more time and energy in it. So yeah, get paid more. Nowadays, it's more of trying to compete with other shops that are also carrying high-end jewelry, which to some degree is, you know, difficult, but it's not a problem that's a bad one to have. Somebody wanted advice for what they should be doing to get into the industry. It's kind of hard for me to field that question because I feel like I'm a lot more negative with a lot more people that ask me about that. You know, it's a really hard industry to get into. You know, you pretty much, if you want to do your apprenticeship and do it right, you're going to be somewhere where you're going to get treated like shit. You're not going to have a life. If you have a girlfriend, you're probably not going to have one anymore. If you had friends you like to hang out with, you're going to be cutting that down to pretty much nothing. If you like sitting around playing video games, you're not going to be doing that. Getting into the industry basically requires you to put a year plus of your life just kind of on the side just to learning. Even after that, you're essentially going to be spending all of your time learning, you know, and investing back into your job, you know. I mean, the entire paycheck I got here is going straight into going out to Vegas, you know, to conference and going into classes. So, you know, I guess I kind of try to discourage people unless they're really motivated. And I feel like the people who are super motivated and, you know what they're doing aren't the people asking me how to get into the industry. You know, they're the people who are already on Jeff Saunders' blog looking at stuff. You know, all the resources you can find like Safe Piercing and stuff like that. You know, the people who are at studios already and, you know, getting reviewed as a potential apprentice. You know, I feel like a lot of that stuff kind of falls in place, and as much as people hate to hear it, you know, it's just one of those things that's, you can't really sit around and ask a bunch of questions and this, that, and the other. It's just one of those things you can't try, you got to do.
So that was my show this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, possibly moderately entertained. I give out things and stuff to engage subscribers periodically. So If you haven't subscribed yet, you probably ought to so that you do not miss any videos. Of course, leave me a comment in the section down below. Lets me know that you're paying attention and that you care, because we know we love that. Of course, be sure to hit me up on all your social media networks and stop back by next week for another episode of The Modified World.